And we're back.
Hello.
Hey, you know who it is. It's Warren Hampton.
And Roicia Hampton.
It's not for real.
What's that? Not for real.
Not happy 4th of July. No freedom this weekend.
What is freedom to a Negro?
That's what Frederick Douglass said. We're going to start it off
Clock
with some
it.
black history because we don't celebrate July 4th around here because,
Why would you celebrate treason?
well, in 1852, an abolitionist, Frederick Douglass, he was an abolitionist. I can't say that word.
Abolitionist.
Abolitionist. Thank you. I have to onomatopoeia it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? You sounded like that train song. That old freaking show that used to teach.
I'm only Don't say old show. Schoolhouse Rock. Get it right.
It is an old show.
Hooking up phrases, dimpling clauses.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Yes.
I got and but a or to take you pretty far. That's how I learned, okay? Forget public education. I learned from Sesame Street, Reading Rainbow,
Save
Mr.
PBS.
Rogers,
Save
PBS. Michael Jackson wanted to say PBS, by the way. Anyway.
Wonder why.
Frederick Douglass,
yes,
the abolitionist, delivered his speech, the meaning of July 4th for the Negro on July 5th at an event commemorating the signing of the Declaration of Independence in Rochester, New York, because he freed himself. He was a free man.
If you don't know about Frederick Douglass and you are black, just go look him up. We're not going to shame you.
That's right. So it says, the rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me, not by us. The sunlight that brought life and healing to you has brought stripes and death to me. The 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn. To drag a man in fetters into the grand illuminated temple of liberty and call upon him to join you in joyous anthems were inhuman mockery and sacrilegious irony. In his famous speech, Douglass also says, what to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him or her more than all other days in the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he or she is the constant victim. He didn't say she, but I'm adding that for context and clarity for inclusion purposes. To us or to him or her who your celebration is a sham. America, your celebration of 250 years of freedom is a sham because we have only had very few years of freedom outside of your 3/5 demonizing us, Black people, the Black indigenous Americans of this land, as inhuman. And we are made in the image and likeness of God. So your celebration of freedom is a sham. And we do hope that God frees us from the bondage of that orange man. Anyway, your celebration is a sham. Your boasted liberty and unholy license, your national greatness, swelling vanity, your sound of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciation of tyrants, brash fronted impudence, your shout of liberty and equality, hollow mockery, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. They are the savages. There is not a nation on earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of the United States at this very hour. That is the reason why God sent Black men and women to shake up this country. That was ours. That is ours. And that's why this land can't be destroyed, is because Black people are still here. So really, the only people in bondage are the ones that are in bondage to racism. And you have to free yourself from that because we have always been free. And Fannie Lou Hamer said, nobody is free until everybody is free. So why celebrate 250 years of freedom where children are still being trafficked, when black and brown people are still in prison more than any population, and colonizers are running rampant, sleeping with their children, abusing them and getting away with it. And politician pedophiles are at the highest level, eating and drinking blood of children and people that they sacrifice under this Babylonian system. So what is freedom? We need a new exodus. Rastafari, we went real deep, but I hope you're not celebrating.
Well, even if you are, we can point out the crazies. I think that I mean, I don't know if we ever celebrated Independence Day.
Yeah, when we were
I mean, celebrating.
I want to say celebrate.
I don't know about celebrating as like the word, but because it's summertime,
we participated.
Off, we are. It's almost like when you're if you're a slave and it's like, oh, you don't work today. It's like, okay, thanks, but we're still slaves. You know?
Yeah.
Like, thank you for. I don't get to.
We won't today. Beat you today.
When you were reading, it made me think about this land and how it was founded. But you know, when you watch movies and you hear, you know, like I had to context of like maybe like the 15th and 16th century movies, but they always say they're going to send you to the Americas because you've committed a crime against your country. You've committed a crime against the throne or the crown. And like they're Benjamin
Franklin.
Yeah, like Benjamin Franklin. But and like what is her name? The Boleyn, one of the wives of King Harry V or something. Anyways, the point is this. The point is they had a land that was designated for criminals.
Yes.
And all the criminals were sent to America.
And they're still here.
Do you follow me? Yes,
and
they're still here.
They keep reproducing criminal genetics.
And the whole psyop of like no taxation without representation and blah blah blah, and all these stories of history that they have fed us that we actually don't really know to be truth, story, oral history. Like, we don't really know. This is just what they fed us. So I was saying that to say they make us think that, oh, we had this revolution against Great Britain and the throne to do and to be and to found a country that is based off of all of these principles, and we're just leading, and it's like the biggest gaslighting situation in history, probably, because we're finally seeing the truth for what it is. Like, no healthcare, we're the brokest country with the wealthiest amount of people in the 1%. We have all of these diseases, we have substance abuse issues, we have crime, we have murders, which are all not, it's not limited to this country, but oh my gosh, do we excel at it. We have the most incarcerated people around the world, I think, combined. I know we have more incarcerated people in America than than they have China. Yeah. And China has way more billions of people than we do. So,
and it's because of slavery.
There's so much to like really unpack about what it is, what Independence Day really is. But to Indigenous people, to Indigenous Black people, to Indigenous communities that were here before, like, I don't think that this day or Independence Day is celebratory, but more like a reminder, grief. We mourn for those who have lost. Kind of like Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving is kind of the same. Yes. Eerie kind of like, y'all are celebrating this, but we don't feel the need to participate in that, you know? So say that, all that to say, when you see someone celebrating Independence Day, I genuinely ask and question, like, this country was not founded. This country was here. There was communities, there was people, there was civilizations, there were governments, there were people practicing agricultural things and cattle and lives. There was already people here, so it was not founded
No.
So the whole thing in my mind is just like this big gaslighting story to kind of like make you believe, make you forget about the genocide and make you believe in this triumphant story of victory. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, we were gonna keep it light, but we got deep
I
because
mean,
of
it's us.
Frederick Douglass, and we are abolitionists to a fault, not a fault, to a
It's in our DNA.
yeah, like, and we don't know that, like, we don't know what real abolitionists did. Like, they were real rebels. Like, you see Star Wars, the rebels, abolitionists. You see Black Panthers, like, nobody that wants control over the system. Go ahead.
Sorry. And when you say how abolitions, I want us. I don't know if y'all know.
See how you say abominations?
Abomination. Abomination.
You said abolitionist.
Abolitionists. You messed me up.
I know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you don't know how they look. So going back to Frederick Douglass.
Yes.
If y'all haven't been to Frederick Douglass' home in Washington, D.C., last time I looked, it was like under construction.
Yeah, last few years.
Yeah, but if you are, you happen to be, one time I went to visit his home, and I loved the way that they told the story about Frederick Douglass having, first of all, having this huge home. It was a mansion, back then, and it's a mansion now. It's bigger than this house, but they said he was like 6'4", 6'5". He was a big Black man, and basically about that life. He did have 2 white wives, which I was like, is that your way of, I don't know. Anyway, but
that's his way of fucking the system.
Basically, literally,
like Jack Johnson.
Literally. Yeah. But they said that because if you go to his house, it sits on top of a hill, and the hill overlooks Washington, D.C. So you can see all of Washington, D.C., right? And there was just something like superior about that. A Black man at that time being 6'4", 6'5", which is an anomaly at that time frame.
Yeah.
And they said he used to be standing outside in his yard all the time, just working out and lifting weights. And like, you can come up here if you want to, you know what I'm saying? So he had, BDE basically. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say about Frederick Douglass. You know what BDE is.
And he had FAFO.
Okay. He did. So and he had don't think he was just this
YBAU.
Yeah.
That's what he said in this speech. Shut your bitch ass up about this bullshit Constitution and Declaration of Independence. You liars, because it's number empty words.
He tried to make it sound soft. He was very educated.
Yeah, but he's like, I can whoop your ass. Like, run up, get done up. Like, you got to run up the hill first.
About that life.
And then I'm already working out, and I'm 6'4". Pow! Hit you on top of the head. Black superhero.
An icon.
And his pictures look like he don't play.
It's that part. I got a Frederick Douglass part right now.
Maybe I'll grow mine out next.
And just slap it
over. Cedric the Entertainer part. Because he sure look like Frederick.
On Barbershop. Okay.
OJ did it.
What you about to say?
Independence. Have you ever even looked up at the definition of independence? Because if you're going to celebrate something, you should know the origins of it and the reality of all of us celebrating.
Or don't be ignorant. I don't care.
Being ignorant, because ignorance is bliss in this matrix. Yeah. To not know the truth because you would like to stay asleep. And anyway, independence is the quality or state of being free from the control, support, or influence of others. So, white people, do you have independence? Do you like paying taxes to pedos? Because you are still under the control and they want you to support their political agenda, either party, and influence you in ways that you don't even think for yourself. Half of y'all don't even understand who God truly is because Christian nationalism has infiltrated and infected even the Black church. And that's why the Black church don't have the power. And even the word independence This removes us from Ubuntu, the African
Right.
principle of I am because we
Right.
are,
It's
of the village,
individualistic.
of the community. And individualism has cost us everything.
Yep.
And capitalism has preyed on us, and consumerism. And so fuck July 4th and fuck this Independence Day, because it's all fluff. We in a demiurge, and we ain't free until everybody's free. Until all the children are free that they have been trafficked, we ain't free.
Right.
We forget about that. So we don't give a
Right. Where are the
damn.
kids in the detention centers? Where were they? Where'd they go?
And y'all want to fight over voting rights and over shit that don't eat
We should have been
lives.
revolted, man.
We're not revolting because they taught us to be individuals. They taught us to be independent.
Right.
And people say this is a free country. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, you're free to do that, but white scientists is getting killed now. So keep talking if you want to. I know the value of my life, and I don't say what I really want to say on social media because niggas will show up at your door. These reptilian agents will show up. And so anyway, 250 years, historically, every empire, the Roman Empire, many other empires have fallen after 250 years. I don't know if I've said this or not for real. I probably have, because I'm like my mama and I tell the same stories, but I don't have a diagnosis. I just like repeating good stuff so that when it finally happens, I could be like, niggas, I told you. And shout out to Woo Baby. I know she don't know us, but but she has interacted, but she has she's a social media cultural creator that says stuff in that everybody needs to hear. And from a perspective, especially stripped down, she's preaching more truth than these mega pastors are preaching and lying to y'all every Sunday. And again, if your pastor ain't telling you nothing like this, he's keeping you in bondage as well, because he likes getting your hard-earned money to go vacation with his wife that he don't love, and his DL pastor friends that they love rubbing booties together and talking about how many giving units they have. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say that shit, because I'm about tired of these DL pastors too. So I'm gonna be like, Woo Baby, I'm gonna take permission and just try to say all this stuff and for real, because truth needs to be said. And we were gonna keep it light. I ain't even shifting to that stuff. I'm gonna just say this: as America continues to fall, you have to know who your God is. Because some of y'all gods have been America. Some of your God is your job. Some of your God is wanting to be picked and chosen, and you ain't even chose yourself. Some of your God is your image and your social media. Some of your God is your false God is your food. Some of your God is your lust and porn addiction. Some of your God is greed and gambling. Some of your God is gossip and witchcraft. And you really think God is going to bless you. You can't be independent from God's covenant and God's truth and God's word and think that he will bless you. We are not independent from God. We are all a part of God. And we live in a country where they think that they are God. We live around narcissists who think that they are God and try to cause pain and keep people in bondage. But for July 4th, set yourself free. How about that? Whatever's you're in bondage with, and learn why America is the way it is.
Well, and if you know, what are you doing about it? Because I feel like we can know, most of us know who our audience, our general audience is. I feel like they would know, but what are y'all doing with it and about it? Do you guys happily contribute to the system and say that there's nothing that you can do about it? And what are we supposed to do? And how are we supposed to, like I said on the last episode, like the money is the tool. Money is a tool. This is literally a capitalistic society. This is all they care about. Starve the system as much as possible. Be in community. Do bartering systems with your people. You know what I'm saying? I do nails, you do hair. Instead of going to the Asian shops. Like, we got to get creative in the way that we are going to be sustaining each other, because you're so right with that independent individual versus communal mindset, and that is literally tearing our communities apart. from everything from, us not even wanting to, well, not us, but people not wanting to have children right now
Yeah.
because they're like daycare is so high and groceries and all these things. But really, if we were in community with each other, we would have an opportunity to say, oh, cousin so and so has an in-home daycare, drop the kids off with your cousin. They know somebody that's family who can take them, or your grandmother who can take them and care for them. And we just don't have those opportunities the same way that we used to anymore. So say all that to say, you may know, you may be aware of the conditions of this country and where independence has brought us, but what are you doing with that information?
Right.
Because sitting and complaining and talk about it is one thing, but if you're not putting it into action or showing others and leading others into their own sovereignty, their own independence, their own
Yes.
opportunity to free themselves or get become closer to God, whatever that looks like, if you're just not doing anything, you are literally a part of the problem, because they bank on us not doing anything, not caring,
Yeah.
being too tired, too consumed, too much in survivor mode, too broke to care. So if that's how you feel, like, checkmate, you're in, you're done. Like, you're literally where they want you to be.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody like us, we literally do all those things. So that's what
Yeah.
I want to offer to you all.
It's a great solution, because when we're independent from each other and we don't practice Ubuntu, we don't practice the village and the community mindset, there is no accountability,
That's number one.
because you can do whatever you want. If you're scheming, we don't know,
Right.
because you're independent of you're not a part of the community. You're not a
Right.
part of the collective.
Right.
And the collective is the one that is raising the vibration and taking the most hit
Almost said
in
something
spiritual warfare. What?
about what we was talking about with that, exactly, the accountability.
Say it.
It was an example to your ex family, though, like how your parents,
Ex handlers. I don't even want to call them
ex-handlers,
family.
well, how they lived in isolation because
Yes.
there were no,
Yes.
your mother didn't have her parents or siblings
Right.
in the same city.
Right.
Your ex-father, didn't have parents, or
Pastor Diddy.
Thank
you.
didn't have. But I'm saying that I'm getting to the point of isolation and
Yes.
individualism. When we do
Yes.
that, we have to rely on, like, going back to the accountability piece, because I grew up the complete opposite of my husband. I literally grew up in a village where I can see my aunt's house, I
Yep.
can see my grandma's house, I could literally walk, go take this food over to them. It was such a community. Everybody showed up for everybody. And the accountability within that community, you know what I'm saying? I remember getting a fight in 7th grade, and by the time I got home, my mom already knew that I had fought this girl. So there was so much accountability in that. And it was in front of everybody that she asked me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, all my aunts, all my cousins are here looking, and now I got to be accountable to my family, because they're in, like, I knew good and well I wasn't supposed to be doing that. I feel like your family is the complete opposite. They operate in complete chaos because they lack so many opportunities of accountability because they don't have family.
Yes.
Even though you have family in New York, that's not, no. Kansas, no. I'm talking about communal living.
Yes.
Where we see each other every day, where we interact with each other, where we, share our worries and our joys, and we support one another. If you don't have that family community,
and we correct each other in love,
yes,
and build each other up. It's not pride, it's not shame, it's not condemnation, it's not judging. Right. It's we want the best for all of us, because we're all stronger together and healthier. And if you're
and we're equal, because
yes,
I mean, equal in the same that nobody is like this, because that's also the problem with the Black people, is that just because you might be here or a leader or whatever, like, you can't get checked. Like, I don't know where they do that at, but I mean, I would like to think that, Malcolm X has somebody checking him, Dr. King has somebody checking him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now I feel like the accountability and lack of community, operating as family, we have literally just operated in silos, do your own thing, and Black people can't unite because of it. And that's the reason why they be like, oh, Black people can't unite and da da da, because we have inherited and took on this individualized mindset, not even just like within ourselves, but simple things of like, that's my kid, you don't need to tell my kid, and
Who gonna check me, boo?
I'm the baby's mom and I'm the father, that's my kid, you can't tell my kid. And it's like, okay, so you don't want the village to raise your child, and then they come with the same individualistic mindset of, you can't check me. So it's like this vicious cycle of individualism.
And then they end up in jail. And then now you asking the pastor to come save your child who the sisters was trying to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe he should have his dad in his life, or maybe you just need to listen to him and tell him don't cry. You know, boys don't cry. Like, it's so much that happens in community that helps us. I wouldn't be who I am if I stayed an individual. Like, I was attracted to mentorship, and I was like, please teach me. Like,
because you didn't have a family, you didn't have a village. That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
You didn't have the opportunity to go over it. Like, again, thinking about our OB&M here.
Yeah.
They have so many family and relatives who are of different ages, who their children are constantly like gathering information and wisdom from. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that really, I don't know. I feel like, I don't want to say it's a Black, I feel like that's a Phoenix, Arizona thing for real. If like the displacement, the feelings of being displaced because lack of Black people for one.
Oh yeah.
But traveling near and far to just be in community with each other. Here, it's gonna take us 15 minutes to get to our people.
Right. And it's a mindset. Like, they believe in family. Like, when we had our first Thanksgiving here, he said, we don't call it Thanksgiving, we call it Family Day. That's what Obi said. And I was like, oh, I love that, because we hate Thanksgiving too. So we found our people. They also don't celebrate July, like, about our people. Like, that's another thing. And every Black folk that you around ain't all skin folk ain't kin folk. King's friends walked him to a ledge. Black people pulled blank bullets to kill Malcolm. Like, it's been so many. So the psyop is using us against each other. The Black women, the Black men divide in relationships because church denominations, political systems, all to divide us, to be independent from each other. Actually, we don't need Independence Day. We need Collective Day.
Right.
That's what we need. We need Community Day.
Get independent from the individualistic mindset that is killing us and killing this country.
Because it's really not independence, because America has taught us to depend on their systems, their control,
their education,
and all. Look at the motherfucking president of the United States.
It's embarrassing at this point.
We are a laughing stock. And if you want to celebrate July 4th, something's wrong with you.
This is the year I think we hang it up.
Nigga, please.
Hang it up.
Put away the red, white, and blue. Because somebody...
And he just lost a lawsuit for rape. It's like... So we've been...
Like...
I'm exhausted.
This... If you think this is an American dream, wake the fuck up. And I'm sorry I'm cussing and saying the F word as much. Y'all need to wake up for real. And whoever you are, long format, thanks for coming to the end of this video. Wake up, America.
Wake up, America.
Listen.
Wake up.
Learn about the Black American heritage flag. Learn about that, as well as the Juneteenth flag. Those are the flags that Black people have understood to celebrate. We were a nation before colonization. We were a nation. We were free before they declared independence.
At this point, though, I'm almost low-key like, fuck symbols, though. Like, fuck a flag. What is a flag doing for us at this point? I know what you're saying, babe. I know. Because if you want to identify with something, identify with the symbol.
Thank you.
Identify with those symbols rather than the other symbol. Totally get that. But I'm also saying, coming from a place of like, we could have been having these conversations 20 years ago, and maybe we could have saved whatever was left. I feel like we are at max capacity of it all. Like, make choices. Like you're either here or you're there. And
yes, but the reason why we couldn't have these conversations is because they controlled the education.
Of course.
They controlled the narrative. They controlled the history.
Also, there's accountability in there because yes, they controlled it, but we also allowed them to control it,
and we didn't teach ourselves.
Exactly, yes. Because you grew up in a household where your parent, like you had Black education and understanding history. Rashonda had the same thing. I didn't have that.
I had that. Yeah.
So you see what I'm
saying? In
the
summertime, I had Black education almost every year I was in school.
So
some kind of summer program to learn about Black inventors, creators.
So yes, as the patronizing of like, yes, they control everything, education, the systems, the narrative, but we have also allowed them to control that narrative by failing to share our oral history, failing to sit our kids down and talk to them and teach them about our history and our culture. It's not crip walking. It's not throwing up West Side. It ain't none of that shit. Teach them about contributions to this world. Teach them about contributions to this country. Teach them about literature, bell hooks. We have so many contributions as African American people. James Baldwin. So say all that to say it's both and. Yes, the white man has done all this damage. However, we have simultaneously bought into the narrative to also produce exactly what they, even though we're aware, because we love, it's like the same. It's like the same conversation and mindset when we be talking about white people and and they don't care about us as consumers and blah blah blah. But yet y'all still going to Louis Vuitton, y'all still going to Gucci, y'all still giving them money. Like it's literally, what is the word I'm looking for? I guess it could be cognitive dissonance if you're aware of it, but I don't even think people are aware of the choices that they're making. Like you could be how are you pro-Black? You're all pro-Black, but you go to a white church, shit like that,
or white leadership, white friends. Like it's because you see most people find the church to fit better, insanity. And even find the justice issue now to be the rah Black person that they can learn from. Because if you threw you in a pile of real Black people, you wouldn't survive. And so it's like what Malcolm said, who taught you how to hate yourself?
Right, exactly.
There is still, when you don't want to educate yourself on who you are as a Black person and don't put your Christianity before it, dumbass. We were born Black. We were born indigenous. We were born Hispanic, Mexican, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. We have something before we were introduced to religion or faith. We had race. Or race. That's not even a construct we came up with. It's a social construct. So at the end of the day, do you love yourself as a person? Are you independent from the thoughts of people regarding who you are? And are you attracted to the thoughts of the collective to become more of who you are in God's eyes and in God's will for your life? Because that's where you need to be to free yourself. Like you have to unlearn. And I love Spike Lee. My wife bought me the Spikies for my birthday, the shoes, the best Jordans. But he always was telling people, and he had who played Morpheus?
Yes, Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne would say, "Wake up!" It was the one of the movies. And Sam Jackson, he always had somebody saying, "Wake up" in the movies. This was 20, 30 years ago. Because when you're a Black person, when you're a Black indigenous person, when you're a Black Hebrew Israelite, when you're a Black God and goddess in the earth, you have to discover who you are, because they will never tell you how powerful you really are. Here's the thing. Me and her know who the fuck we are. And that's why people always be trying to fuck with us. And so now that we know, like, y'all should be afraid on Independence Day. Because if we see anything that is antithetical to the things of God, we will call it out and we will speak in truth and power and authority, because we know who we are in God. It ain't just about knowing who we are in our Blackness. Right. It's who we are in our Blackness in God. And that gives you independence that America could never pay for. It can never give us the amount of money for us to know who we are in God. And that's what all these distractions and all this fear and all this chaos and all this individualism and all this division is so you don't know who you are in God. So we don't know as a collective that we can say Ubuntu. I am because we are.
Yes.
Nosotros.
Yes, nosotros.
We.
Los vemos.
Los vemos. Sábado y ante. So tomorrow when you celebrate,
right.
Think about we.
Right.
We is better than me.
Yes. Oh, that was what's his name? Remember Paul Quinn's thing. We over me.
We over me.
Yes.
On that note.
Buenos noches.
Happy Collective Day.
Yes.